Welcome, everybody, and thank you for joining me today. Let me do a quick survey here. Do you or your loved ones were diagnosed with tumor, cysts, fibroids, or cancer, thyroid issues, rheumatoid arthritis, Parkinson's, MS, autism, chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, infertility? Over the past 2 years, I've been deeply studying toxicity and detoxification. It's become a real passion for me. And today, I'm excited to share with you what I have learned. Not just the facts, but insights that would truly shift the way you see your body. As we age, symptoms like aches and pains, fatigue, brain fog, or digestive issues are not just part of getting older. They are signs, signals from the body that something inside is out of balance. But often, when you go to your doctors and your blood test came back normal, it doesn't mean everything is fine. It just means you're not sick enough for a diagnosis or drug prescription. From a functional medicine and oriental medicine perspective, this is the time to dig deeper and intervene, not to wait. In my years of practice, also matches Oriental medicine philosophy that most diseases come down to two root causes: deficiency or excess. On one side, we have deficiency, often caused by a lack of essential nutrients our body needs to function and heal. On the other side, we have excess, too much of what the body does not want to and cannot handle. That would be visible things like traumatic injuries or blood clots, etc. Or invisible burdens like viruses, harmful bacteria, and toxins. Toxicity in particular is something we don't always see or feel right away, but over time, it silently affects our health. It not only makes people sick, it makes people age faster. Today, I want to focus on the importance of detoxification done the right way. Not extreme diets or scary cleans, but supporting the amazing system your body already has. My hope is that this webinar will open your mind, help you see your body differently, and maybe even help you understand your discomfort from a new perspective. This is the webinar disclaimer. In this detox webinar, we have part 1 and part 2. We'll cover majorly 3 parts. First, I'll be sharing with you the truths about toxicity. Includes things like environmental toxins, heavy metals, mold, plastics, viruses, and bacteria. These are often invisible but have a powerful impact on our well-being. People, more often they know it, but less likely connected to our health. Second, I want to help you understand how our bodies naturally detoxify. And this is the key of my seminar. Our bodies are equipped with amazing systems. When we understand how they work, we become better at supporting them. And that's really the heart of this webinar, to help you understand your own body better. Lastly, I'll touch on a few helpful ways we can support detox. Along the way, I may mention some detox products, but please know this webinar is purely for education, first, not for sale. So with that, let's dive in. I'd like to start with sharing 2 facts. First one is the cancer rate rising up. In my family, I have a sister-in-law, my cousin's wife. She's 1 year younger than me, but she passed away last year because of colon cancer and left her 9-year-old boy and my cousin. Very, very sad. You know, the cancer rate modern times are just keep rising no matter how technology and science developed, right? So I wanted to show you one fact of the cancer rate. This is the statistic from 2024, the trends in cancer incidence. And you see that in the US, overall speaking, from 1975 to 2020, they're still trending. And look at trending going up. And look at the signs of the in 2020 still have the trend of going up. No matter how much medications, technology, surgeries, robots, AI, people are still getting sick and the cancers are still existing and rising. Fact two, fertility rate. This is very interesting worldwide. I don't know. Well, in practice, I've seen many patients calling in or come here for treatment for infertility. And I don't know if you see the news or statistic over the globe that the birth rate overall globally are going down. And look at this 1960s versus 2020, almost 50% going down. Women's becomes harder and harder to get pregnant. Why? What happened? Why? You may say, oh, that's because of genetics. It's not complete. And this is a very interesting research has been done in 2003, 22 years ago, published in 22 years. So the scientists in British, okay, in England, they cloned exactly same gene embryo and they implanted to the uterus of the mother rat. And then they gave birth to exactly same gene baby mice. Okay. But during the pregnant time, they feed the mom differently. Their gene already has diabetes gene in it. Feed the mom with the regular, what to say, fast food diet. Certainly, they develop into diabetes. The other group of the rats, they're feeding the mom with nutritious, essential vitamins and minerals food. And the mouse is perfectly fine. They are normal and they have exactly the same gene. Exactly. What is this telling us? They say that even though people have the same genetic from parents, okay, oh, my mom or my dad, have hypertension, diabetes, obesity. Do you have to have it? The answer is no. 30%. 30% you may. 70% we call them epigenetic. Is your body is influenced or impacted by your living environment. So what you eat, what you exposed, what your body processed or not processed, they can turn the gene expression on or off. Epigenetic, what's that included? Diet, I just listed environmental toxins, they could be one, microplastic, parasites, virus, bacteria, and I didn't mention what stress. Mental stress is one of another major thing, right? Today we focus on the real excessive toxins, okay? Okay, so everybody know that high sugar, high sodium, high trans fat diet is not good. That's not my focus today. I just want to show you that I am eating clean. I eat vegetables. I eat proteins. That's good. What you mentioned, the clean food, vegetables, are they real clean? That's my question here. Pesticide and herbicide. Okay, I got this data from US Geological Survey, Department of Interior. Okay, when I search on pesticide, I was shocked. This is just part of my screenshot. The list is super long, so many types of pesticide. I only have a screenshot of only part of them. Glyphosate. Glyphosate It's a widely used herbicide, potential risk on health, cancer, gut and microbiome impact, hormone disruption can cause infertility, okay? Kidney liver effects, neurological concerns such as Parkinson's. And it's still available. This is the estimated agriculture of glyphosate usage in 1992, 1999, 2009, and 2019. Worse and worse. Use by year and the crop. Use a lot of, from 1992 to 2018. They use a lot more on cornfield, soybean, wheat, cotton, everybody, cotton. What is our clothes made of? Vegetables. Look at the pink vegetables. Starting from 2014-15, they started to using Roundup in vegetables as well. So what it looks like green, especially salad of pre-made or restaurant, you don't know where do they get the vegetable from, do you? What should we do? What do you do if you buy your salad or vegetables? Let me share what I do. Okay, salt. Soak in salt water using Himalayan salt or sea salt for 20 minutes. Soak your green leafy vegetables. Or I have a friend of PhD on chemistry, and she always tell me, soak in baking soda. Baking soda solution can reduce pesticide residues by 67, so 2/3, up to 98% washing. Then you wash in tap water, rinse it, okay? That helps. That really helps for pesticide. What about the toxins in cotton, which means clothing? Inevitable. Cooking oil, snacks. I'll show you pictures later on. School meals and restaurants. We eat out periodically, and you cannot control the meals safety quality there. Artificial additives can causing problems, ADHD, hyperactivity, allergies, mental behavior issue, asthma, migraines, immune system, and cancer.
And I'll tell you, all of these products are illegal in Europe. Yeah, literally, go down the row. They're illegal in Europe. You know why? Because look at this, and I'm not just picking on Skittles. See all this? See the red 40, the blue, the yellow, all of these colors. It's in every one of these products in this whole aisle. In Europe, they're illegal. You know what they do? This is the same product. This is Skittles. And you notice they have E162 from natural beets. E63 is from berries. All of these colorings are from natural fruits. Not here. This stuff is driving ADD, ADHD, brain problems. They're excitotoxins. They're banned in Europe. I mean, come on. The same company's making products in Europe different than they are in the United States. You know why? It's cheaper, but they're poisoning kids. Don't buy this crap. Vote with your dollar.
Mycotoxins, mold. People say, oh, my house is fine. I don't have mold. Now, keep in mind, mold are not only in the corner or underneath the kitchen or the bathroom, but also in food. Especially you kept the food even in the fridge, it may have mold. Okay, so you may ingest mold. And also, if you plant your garden, dig in, especially the springtime, there are also mold in the soil, and you can breathe in as well. Okay, this is another one that the scientists and researchers are reminding us all the time. PFAS, more than 15,000 chemicals, synthetic chemicals. They're man-made, resistant to heat. So any waterproof, heat-proof, oil-proof clothing or covers, they have PFAS. They called forever chemicals because they very hard to downgrade, very persistent. Worldwide usage since 1940s. And over time, they can build up in our blood and tissues, potentially leading to the health problems. Immune system effects, hormone disruption, infertility, increased risk of health conditions, and liver thyroid effects. Now, I highlight here today, more than 97% of US population have PFAS in their bloodstream. It's a fact. At least 45% of nation's tap water is estimated to contain one or more PFAS. Now I find this data in tap water locations are overloaded with PFAS. Common items with PFAS, okay, food packaging, household items, stain-resistant carpet, rugs, or furniture, non-stick cookware, outdoor gear, and firefighting foam. Okay, now the next category, plastic. Microplastic and nanoplastic. Nano is even smaller. These nano and the microplastic can enter the human blood through the breathing, through inhalation and digestive tract via consumptions of contaminated food and water, or penetrating through the skin through cosmetic and close contact. And this is from PubMed research paper. Study shows the negative impact of microplastic and nanoplastic on human health. This is published in 2024, March 18, last year. Pretty new. This research shows that this is the cellular level, okay, healthy mitochondria in the cell, and outside is the plastic, nanoplastic. With time, over time, they made people's cellular level mitochondria damaged. So nanoplastic and microplastics are fat soluble, accumulate in adipose tissue, liver, and the lymphatic system. The next big category, heavy metals. This is a heavy metals contamination. Cookware. What do you use to cook? Stainless steel, I think is the first choice. Okay, I would like stainless steel. I would encourage you to cook with stainless steel. I do not encourage you to cook with any what? Non-sticky. Non-sticky has a lining on the top, and that can release toxicity. So glassware, good, no plastic. Stainless steel, cast iron or carbon steel is fine as long as your iron level is okay. Be watching out too much iron load because it's a burden to liver. Here's the saying: if you're going to live to 180, you're going to be full of heavy metals. Isn't that scary? Common symptoms of heavy metal toxicity: brain fog, fatigue, anxiety, depression, headaches, systemic inflammation, allergies, digestive issues. Marijuana users found to have higher levels of toxic metals in their blood and urine. Cannabis. Cannabis users show higher lead and cadmium levels. This is 2023 research. Cannabis is naturally adapted at absorbing heavy metals from the soil in which it's grown. One more research. 2022, heavy metals, CBD product. A lot of people asking me, can I take CBD to managing my pain or go to sleep? You got to consider the heavy metal contamination. This study tested that identified lead in 42% of the US samples, cadmium in 8%, arsenic 28%, and mercury in 37% of CBD product. Lead. Look at here, Lunchable. Published in 2024, June the 7th, last year. Lunchable have concerning levels of lead and sodium, Consumer Reports find. Isn't it horrible for our kids? Trader Joe's is sued over unsafe levels of lead in dark chocolate. Tampon safety concerns after new study claimed to find levels of heavy metals, including lead. This is 2024. They discovered that. Mercury. I know that do any of you still have the mercury fillings in your teeth? I hope not, right? Okay, this is a video that is I learned when I take classes 2-3 years ago. The doctor talking about mercury, yeah? And from a dentist office research. Take a look.
silver amalgam fillings constantly leak mercury. This lighting allows us to see mercury vapor from a 25-year-old silver amalgam filling. This filling was rubbed with a pencil eraser for just a few seconds. It will continue to outgas for over an hour. This amount of mercury is 1,000 times higher than the EPA allows for the air we breathe. View our website at holisticdentistpgh.com to learn about the...
So when you chew, thinking about it, bacteria and the viruses. This is the thing I always mention to my patient is, the fact is once we got viruses, stays with us. So you had a herpes blister, then you know, oh, the herpes, then it's gone, it's better. I don't have it. No, you have them. It's inside in your system. And there is a pathway processing in the body. They could stay there, they could circulating, they could wrapping up and dormant in your system. Depends on how much your body, the immune system is a fight and a battle between your immune system and these bacteria and the virus. We call them stealth pathogens. They become silent. Once you get it in the beginning, it's dramatic fever, cough, dizzy or diarrhea, stuff like that. But then it's over, but they become dormant, hibernate. We call them stealth pathogens. This is the fact that even the stealth pathogens passing from parents to baby. Maternal transmission via placenta or birth. Pathogens known to cross placenta. Look at the virus. Herpes simplex can pass through placenta. CMV, HIV, Zika, bacteria, Lyme, Group B streptococcus, parasites, evidence for pathogens in sperm, viruses, HIV, hepatitis B and C, EBV, Epstein-Barr virus, and bacteria as well. Lyme disease, babies born to untreated Lyme moms often developed eczema. How many times? I don't know you, but me, either from patients or my friends, they ask me, my kids just so much skin itching and rashes. Why they have so much eczema? This could be the reason. I think this is a major reason, not necessarily just, oh, you're allergic to this milk, you're allergic to this. A lot of chance they carried it. CMV, 90% of the infected newborns are asymptomatic at birth, but may show in hearing loss or hearing delays by age 5. Mold toxicity. Infants exposed to utero frequently have unexplained rashes very often. Now, from doctor's office, they will diagnose their what? Eczema, rashes. That's it. This is not a diagnosis. You need to know the sources, why they have this eczema, why they have this candida. Okay? Stealth pathogens don't always cause birth defect, but can program a child's immune system for later chronic issues. Okay. So what I always emphasize, do some detox first before they're trying to get pregnant. Preconception detox and testing is very important and critical, not only for the health, but also for the baby. Epstein-Barr virus. Let me tell you one fact. Because Epstein-Barr virus is easier to get tested from LabCorp, I have been referred my patients to go test. Every single one. Every one of them. Epstein-Barr positive with higher IgG levels. Well, of course, I don't refer everybody to test. I refer people who I suspected that have these problems, stubborn issues are not resolved, not treated well, are related with virus, and Epstein-Barr virus are very approachable blood test. So they went, every single one. So we have to jump into antiviral treatment from herbs, not from drugs. Examples. Studies suggest Epstein-Barr virus may cause multiple sclerosis, MS. Epstein-Barr virus, this is the a possible link from Epstein-Barr virus infection to autoimmune thyroid disorders. What is called autoimmune Hashimoto's, possibly caused by Epstein-Barr virus. Isn't that new to you? If I say this right away to the patient, they feel, oh, what are you talking about? Epstein-Barr virus DNA on the incidence of severity on rheumatoid arthritis. Some rheumatoid arthritis patients is also caused by Epstein-Barr virus, which Epstein-Barr virus in lupus is immune system as well. Whew. So this is a saying from Dr. Robert Rountree. We are what we eat, drink, breathe, touch, and cannot eliminate. I think is so right. Okay, before I forgot. You may ask, so do I have a toxin in my body? It's your option. You can test. The benefit of test is you know what you have. That way you have a target of treatment. Or you can take a toxic assessment form. I will give the form to Jessica and you can request the form from her. It's free, just a questionnaire. So you can have a self-evaluation. Here's examples of conditions confirmed associated with toxicity: chronic fatigue, fibromyalgia, IBS, multiple chemical sensitivity, obesity, metabolic syndrome, type 2 diabetes, arteriosclerosis, chronic fatigue, chronic kidney disease, cancer, reproductive disorder, including infertility, thyroid, chronic pancreatitis, neurodegenerative Parkinson's, Alzheimer's, autism, bipolar, depression, and schizophrenia. These are research confirmed associated with toxicity. Examples: chemical sensitivity. It's a sign that your liver is telling that they need to get cleaned. Sluggish metabolism, constipation, sluggish, acne, skin conditions, body odor. Those just little signs to tell you that the toxicity, involved. Hormone imbalance, inflammation, or feeling unwell generally. How does my body eliminate toxicity? This is the key of today. You may say, I must be involved with toxic world. And yes, we are. That's why we are doomed to have a certain span of life. We're not living forever because of all of these. But you may say, well, I see that some people are pretty good. They're healthy, they're happy, they don't have much issues. They probably have a very good self-cleansing, self-detox in their system. And how do we become them? How can we make our body becomes more clean and detox? Then start with understanding who we are. Okay. First, if the toxin does not pass gut barrier is the barrier protecting us. So if the toxin you eat, breathe through, you eat through the GI tract, but you have a very good gut barrier protecting you, so they won't go into your blood. Intact intestinal barrier. This is the bacteria, toxins. Bacteria, virus, parasites, chemicals, whatever. This is the bad guys, okay? In these guys, microbiome, we also have good bacteria. We have good bacteria, bad bacteria, stuff like that. Now look at this. This light blue is mucus layer. It's protecting us, kind of slimy part inside of the gut lining, slimy part, mucus layer. Okay, underneath that is a one cell layers called intestinal epithelial cells. And after that, inner layer, very thin. And the red one is the blood, which means here is the bacteria, the toxins. This is the mucousy. This is one cell layer, blood. So if your gut lining is intact, beautiful, you can just get this out. How? Okay, how? What are helping you to remove the toxins? BIOS, everybody. BIOS is our hero. Bios stores in the gallbladder. Okay, so when you eat, but it triggers by fat. When you eat anything fat, oil is fat, proteins has fat, avocado has fat. You know, like you drizzle some olive oil in your salad, you have fat. Once you have fat in your stomach, in your GI tract, it triggers the gallbladder. The gallbladder said, "Oh, it's fat coming. Let's squirt the bios." Bios come out from the gallbladder. And the bios are super. They are bacteria viral killers. And also, after killing them, bios also have a functions of trigger your poop. Some enzyme from a gut microbiome. Very famous, most researched one, lactobacillus and the bifidobacterium. These two are commonly seen in your probiotic product. They are good bacteria. So they will handle whichever the bios has not get the chance to killed, and they're gonna work with them. And the fibers as well, work together to get these toxins wrapped up, okay, and eliminate. Of course, we have immune cells and mucus traps, etc. Okay. Now here, I have a questions for you. What if? What if you don't have enough bioproductions? There is a chances. There is a chance that if you don't have enough, I should say there's many chances you don't have enough bioproductions, so that you allow your body from the upper GI here, middle GI here, you allow some bacteria goes past and they actually slipped into small intestine and they're causing SIBO, small intestine bacteria overgrowth. What's the problem? Bloating, a lot of bloating, burping, gas, because of bacteria fermenting in the small intestine part. Small intestine just like pure and clean. They don't like anything dirty. So bios is a detergent. They have to deter. But if you're not enough bios, you can causing much problem for the next stop, which is small intestine. Okay. Question: how come I don't have enough bio? Where is bio coming from? Who produce bios? The answer is liver. Liver is the organ produce your bios. Okay, your gallbladder is just a sac that keep the bios for a short while. Whenever you have the fat comes in, the gallbladder's got signals and they will squirt out bios to help your digesting. Okay, but liver is the internal organ that produce bios. Okay, what is bio made of? So what does liver use to produce bio? Liver must using some nutrients to use it to produce into, to make bio. Let me tell you, cholesterol. Liver use your cholesterol to produce bios. Bile duct blocked. So the liver producing bile goes through duct and duct dribble the bios into the gallbladder. If the bile duct blocked, and then you won't have enough bios for the gallbladder to save and to squirt later on, right? So bile duct blocked is one thing. Well, does anybody has a gallbladder removal? I have people asking this. I don't have a gallbladder. I'm fine. So if you don't have a gallbladder, whenever your liver produce bios, it just dribble into your intestine no matter how. You don't have a sac to keep them. So this create a potential risk or health issues for digestion that I will talk about maybe next time. Antibiotic usage. We all know one round of antibiotics usage killing 90% of good bacteria. Antibiotic usage not only kill the bad bacteria, but also the good bacteria. Or for whatever the reason, if the mucousy layer, this is the mucus layer here. Now look at this mucus layer becomes very thinner, right? sadly. So the first protection from the gut is losing the mucus layer. It'll allow the pathogens and toxins very close to the cell. And when the cell is tight junction, when the cell tight junction opened up under circumstance, high stress can causing that irritations of just by simply about these toxins can irritate them and open up. And then what happens? They can pass through the junction part of the cells goes into the blood. Gut mucosal barrier damaged, we call them leaky gut. Okay, mucosal layer healthy, tight. When the cells have opened up the junctions, the damage and whatever the stuff that in the GI tract goes into where? Goes into your blood. Now, in next class, we're talking about if toxins pass gut barrier. So now you would have the toxins and flows in the blood. What will comes next?